property buyer is definitely positive regarding their overall, economic scenario and their income stability for the coming 6 months. Now, this has been shown in our biannual survey that we conduct.
It doesn't matter if one is a king or a commoner. Both make huge financial sacrifices whenever they build or buy their own home.
Online property searches for apartments grew at a pace of 23% year-on-year as compared to 8% year-on-year for independent homes in 2022. Under the Hindu Succession Act 1956, legal heirs are categorized into two classes, Class 1 and Class 2. In case an estate holder dies without leaving a will, Class 1 heirs will have the first right on the wealth. Hello everyone. Namaskar, Salaam, Akal, Vanakkam. We are back with a fresh episode of Keeping It Real by Housing.com. This is India's first real estate-focused podcast. It brings to you updates, views and insights about the realty sector, an explainer on a chosen subject, and a deep dive into an industry, trend or topic. You can catch the episode on Housing.com, on the Housing.com app, on earshot.in, Spotify.com, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Ghana.com, and Geo7. If you missed the episode, don't worry. We have you covered. Wear your headphones or put on the phone speaker. You can listen to this while driving, eating, cooking, jogging, running, walking, chopping vegetables, or basically doing anything else whenever you want, wherever you are. Fund management professional Uday shares his Mera Pehla Ghar story. Mumbai, Bengaluru and Hyderabad will likely contribute the highest to residential demand in 2023. The Maharashtra Real Estate Regulatory Authority MahaRERA has slashed the registration fees for sole proprietor real estate agents. Major infra push flood mitigation measures for Bengaluru in the Karnataka Budget for 23-24. And what are the key provisions of Hindu Succession Act that property owners should know? Details of all these and much more in this episode. Stay tuned. Your first house is always special. The feeling, the experience, the excitement, the emotions, everything is so overwhelming and distinctive. This is true for everyone. In this episode, we spoke to Uday, CFO and COO of a listed fund management company, who shared his Mera Pehla Ghar experience with us.
When I was asked how I felt on owning my first house, well, it stirred a range of emotions inside me. Owning a house is something we all aspire for. Everyone in this world wants a place that he or she can call their own. And for that one dream, a person is determined to do whatever it is within their realms of possibilities. There is a saying, it doesn't matter if one is a king or a commoner. Both make huge financial sacrifices whenever they build or buy their own home. I was not different. Fresh out of management school, my first financial decision, of course, egged on by my parents, was to buy a house in my hometown. I did not have enough money to pay for it. As you well can imagine, I was just off my management school for God's sake. So like everyone else, I took out a bank loan to pay for it. The down payment and the EMI almost wiped out all my savings, and I had to give up on all the conveniences and the joys of everyday life. There was not going out with my friends. I had mostly home-cooked meals and all of that. But still, I think it was totally worth it. The house belonged to me. The huge rooms, the balcony, the rooftop, even the small lawn in front of the house, well, everything, it was mine. It was the fruit of my labor. It was a sign of my success and what I had achieved. That's how I viewed it then, and I still do. There's a sense of achievement when you get to buy your first house.
Mumbai, Bengaluru and Hyderabad will likely contribute the highest to the residential demand in 2023. These are also the most searched cities in India. Thane West Mumbai, Whitefield Bengaluru and Greater Noida West, Noida Extension Greater Noida will be the most preferred realty hotspots in the coming year. The majority of buyers in the country are looking for homes in these localities. The latest Key Insights Outlook 2023 by Housing.com projects that more homebuyers will search for new apartments over resale. The segment registers 52% year-on-year growth, whereas queries for resale properties registered a 2% year-on-year drop in 2022. Homebuyers will look for premium properties in the price bracket of rupees 1 to 2 crore over mid-segment apartments in less than rupees 1 crore price range in 2023. This ticket size recorded the highest growth of 24% year-on-year in online property search volume in 2022. Apartments with larger configurations in new projects will continue to garner homebuyer interests. Online searches for properties with a 3 BHK and above configuration grew 1.4 times in 2022. Rental residential markets to get a boost in the upcoming year. Online property search volume for renting a home grew 1.5 times in 2022. Bengaluru, Mumbai and Hyderabad will lead the rental market in India in 2023. These cities took the lion's share in searches and queries for renting a home in 2022. Lucknow, followed by Jaipur and Indore, emerged as the top Tier 2 cities in India for buying a home. These are the most searched Tier 2 cities in 2022. More home buyers in Tier 2 cities to look for apartments than independent homes. Online property searches for apartments grew at a pace of 23% year-on-year as compared to 8% year-on-year for independent homes in 2022. Home buyers will be more open to site visits in 2023 since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. The majority of the potential home buyers are ready to conduct multiple site visits as per Housing.com's residential realty consumer sentiment outlook. We spoke to Ankita Sood, Director and Head of Research at Housing.com, proprietor.com and Makan.com to break down the numbers for us. Listen in. Hi Ankita, glad to have you again here for this show.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you once again.
We are in the second quarter of the calendar year 2023. What are the signals you are picking up from the trends as captured by Housing.com's Outlook 2023 report?
Hi, Gaurav. Thank you for having me back again. So the outlook for 2023 is definitely, positive side. We wouldn't even say green shoots of recovery because that we already saw in 2022. So we expect 23 to be at par or definitely better than 2022. Now, a few key trends that I would like to highlight. The property buyer is definitely positive regarding their overall, economic scenario and their income stability for the coming 6 months. Now, this has been shown in our biannual survey that we conduct, and this forms the base. So it's a very important positive sign for the property market that the sentiments are positive. Now, in terms of trends, looking ahead, we can expect the home buyer continuing to give a lot of importance to proximity to open spaces, recreation areas, and basically a quality of life and a safe living environment. These will be continuing to be top priorities for the home buyers as we move ahead into 2023. These will be pivotal in closing on the purchase, as suggested by a lot of discussions across high-intent home buyers, that they're looking to upgrade not only the configuration, but definitely the lifestyle as well. The value of home ownership will continue to dominate the home buying decision, with end users taking the majority share of the pie. We definitely have investors coming back to the market because of the returns we've seen in the past 2 years. Of course, it was on a low base, and prices were not moving since a decade or so. So that has continued to move, and this renewed importance of home ownership post the pandemic has actually brought back the investors and definitely given a boost to the market. Another very important trend that we see coming up, through our search volumes or through our interactions, is the importance of gated communities. Sorry. So gated communities, again, especially post the pandemic, well managed ones with open areas, amenities, and a safe living environment. More so post the pandemic, because many of the home buyers realized that, let's say, if one was in a gated community, the logistics were taken care of, and one did not have to independent house versus a gated community. So we see a lot of high intent potential home buyers looking for properties which are well managed and have a good quality and offer a good quality of life, and they are willing to pay a premium for it. So gated communities in 2023, we see they will be moving at a premium of noted developers in the right location. So that is one trend. And online sales and marketing channels, we see, will continue and become very increasingly important in the home buying journey as a means of search and discovery. So one of our surveys also suggested that a home buyer first does the search and discovery on an online platform such as ourselves, and post that the filtering happens and word of mouth. So real estate previously was very organic, it was word of mouth, but now the home buyer is well aware. He's doing his own his or her own homework. Search and discovery platforms will continue to reign in 2023 and become increasingly more important. We see that in terms of the number of listings going up and the increasing traffic that we see on a year-on-year basis as well. So broadly, these trends will be dominating, 2023.
Right. The data from Outlook 2023 show that home buyers will look for premium properties in the price bracket of rupees 1 to 2 crore over mid-segment apartments in less than 1 crore price range in 2023. This seems to be reinforcing the trends noticed in 2022. This ticket size recorded the highest growth of 24% year-on-year in online property search volume in 2022. Help us understand this. How should one read and interpret this data?
So definitely, as per our data insights as well, the price segment of 1 to 2 CR has garnered more search volume activity when compared to the mid segment apartment in the less than 1 crore price bracket. Now, this can be attributed to the home buyers' need to upgrade to larger living spaces, with better amenities, and to the fact that the pandemic-induced income disruptions did not really impact a segment which is looking for the mid to high income group products. Now, even the SBI loan configuration that, you see, the offtake of the affordable housing segment has significantly come down, whereas the, 50 lakh above segment has gained traction if you compare it on a year-on-year basis. So definitely it's an attribution to people looking for larger homes, people wanting to upgrade not only the configuration, but their lifestyle as well. So, and this is search volume, and it is a potential leading indicator for what happens on ground. So people are definitely looking for an upgrade. That is very evident. So this is the online search volume, which is the leading indicator of the coming demand that, the cities will witness. And we are seeing this trend, Gaurav, in the actual offtakes as well. So if you look at our sales numbers for 2022, there has been significant uptick in the more than 1 CR price bracket, in the 3 CR and upwards price bracket as well. So definitely that is going to continue. And one of the major reasons is the upgradation that home buyers, end users are looking at.
Right. Interestingly, Ankita, Bengaluru, Mumbai and Hyderabad are likely to lead the rental market in India in 2023. These cities took the lion's share in searches and queries for renting a home in 2022 also. Is this because these cities are also attracting more talent from all across the country, as they are creating greater economic and job opportunities?
See, definitely Bengaluru, of course, the new name. So it continues, it's the IT capital of the country, and it continues to be the hub of, the IT sector. And IT involves a large workforce. So, of course, Bangalore would continue to lead on the rental market. In terms of Mumbai and Hyderabad, definitely we see a lot of companies moving to Hyderabad from Bangalore, the connectivity, the proximity, all of these factors driving Hyderabad's office market as well. So Bangalore, Mumbai and Hyderabad, definitely if you look at the trends from 2022, they took a significant share in the commercial office space offtake as well. Bangalore somewhere took around 33% of the overall pie. So employment opportunities definitely are being created, and the ripple effect of any economic anchor is residential. So, and residential, you have most of the people coming from outside, majority of them. So the rental market in Bengaluru, Mumbai and Hyderabad definitely have picked up. One could say that due to the hybrid work policy, there has been a slowdown, but we see that offices have opened up, which is also mirrored in the commercial office space transaction volumes that we saw in 2022. So they will continue to lead, and definitely a product of the service sector growing in these three cities.
Thanks, Ankita. Thanks for these very deep insights. It's always a delight to speak to you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for having me.
The Maharashtra Real Estate Regulatory Authority, MahaRERA, has slashed the registration fees for sole proprietor real estate agents to Rs 10,000 from the current Rs 1 lakh. However, the registration fees for partnership firms or those having multiple owners will continue to be Rs 1 lakh, MahaRERA has said. This has come after several real estate agents and their associations in Maharashtra demanded the change. The registration fee charged by MahaRERA is valid for 5 years. In an order issued on February 20, MahaRERA said, quote, currently Rs 10,000 rupees in case of applicant being an individual and Rs 1 lakh in case of applicant being other than an individual. And whereas the authority has noticed that presently a proprietary concern is classified under the category other than individual, and accordingly the fees that are collected is as prescribed for the said category, unquote. The order added, quote, in view of the above, the following directions are issued. A. The fees payable by a real estate agent who is a proprietary concern or a proprietor of a proprietary concern shall be Rs 10,000. The fees prescribed for the category individual. This order shall come into force with effect from the date of his order, unquote. MahaRERA, starting May 1, 2023, has made it mandatory that agents have the MahaRERA Real Estate Agent Certificate of Competency to apply for agent renewal or register with MahaRERA. Existing registered realty agents have to obtain and upload the MahaRERA certificate before September 1, 2023. The course includes basic training provided by institutes shortlisted by MahaRERA and will be provided online, offline, and in hybrid form as per the agent's convenience. In the state budget for 23-24, Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai allocated Rs 9,698 crore for Bengaluru's development, with a major push for infrastructure, startup parks, and flood mitigation measures. Quote, Bengaluru is recognized as the technology hub of the world. Our government has given priority to improving the quality of life of people in this fast-growing city by ensuring seamless mobility, developing roads, laying stormwater drains to prevent floods, and developing a scientific and efficient waste management system, unquote, said Bommai. The government has increased the subsidy for the reconstruction of houses completely damaged by heavy rainfall to Rs 5 lakh. Approval has been accorded for the reconstruction of 3,01,884 houses of various classes in the last 4 years, and Rs 2,627 crore has been released for this till now. To ensure the free flow of rainwater and prevent flooding, rupees 1,813 crore has been provided to develop 195 kilometers of drainage and culverts. Further, to mitigate the effects of climate change and control floods, a project with the assistance of the World Bank will be implemented at a cost of rupees 3,000 crore. As part of this project, sluice gates will be installed at all the tanks to control the speed and quantity of water flow in the event of a flood. Last September, floods in parts of Bengaluru wreaked havoc, damaging more than 7,000 houses and inundating luxury bungalows. About 38 Karnataka Housing Board projects have been pending for 5 years due to land disputes, ownership issues, and other reasons. Quote, by changing the guidelines and overcoming the obstacles, 48,000 properties across 3,382 acres have been distributed, unquote, Bommai added. In the current year, 6 housing projects have been completed by the Karnataka Housing Board, comprising a total of 6,142 houses. The government plans to acquire approximately 2,000 acres of land for housing projects and develop approximately 30,000 properties for distribution to the public. Additionally, the government has constituted a tribunal for fixing a uniform rate for land acquisition under Phase 3 of the Upper Krishna project. The revenue collection target for the Stamps and Registration Department for the year 2022-23 was fixed at Rs 15,000 crore, against which Rs 17,000 crore will be collected by the end of the fiscal, thus exceeding the target. Succession rights of majority of people in India regulated under the provisions of the Hindu Succession Act 2005. This makes it imperative for all property owners to know the key provisions of this law. Let's look at the main provisions of the law that regulates succession law in India. The Act applies to all who follow Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism and Sikhism. The Act does not include Christians, Muslims, Parsis and Jews. According to the law, intestate is a condition in which a property owner dies without leaving a will. In such a scenario, the estate of the person is distributed among his heirs based on the provisions of the Hindu succession law. The Act defines heir as, quote, any person, male or female, who is entitled to succeed to the property of an intestate, unquote. Under the Hindu Succession Act 1956, legal heirs are categorized into 2 classes, Class 1 and Class 2. In case an estate holder dies without leaving a will, Class 1 heirs will have the first right on the wealth. Class 2 heirs, such as father, brother, sister, etc., can claim the rights only if there are no Class 1 heirs such as son, daughter, widow, mother, etc. available. After an amendment to Section 6 of the Hindu Succession Act of 1956 in 2005, daughters have been put on par with sons as far as coparcenary rights in Hindu undivided family property are concerned. Consequently, the daughter gets all the rights attached with coparceners. Coparcenor stands for a joint heir. The Hindu Succession Act establishes that an individual born in a Hindu undivided family becomes a coparcenor by birth. Note that both sons and daughters are coparcenors in an HUF and share equal rights. That's it from us for this episode. We shall be back again with a fresh episode of Keeping It Real by Housing.com with information and insights on the real estate industry. Take care and stay safe.